Hi there, church. Pastor Greg coming to you again. I wanted to speak to you for just a few moments as we get ready for the Lord's Day here on Sunday, May the 31st. Can you believe it? We've come to the end of May. We've made it past Memorial Day here, and that's supposed to be the unofficial beginning of summer. And I hope that you're planning a wonderful summer, led by the Lord, and we're excited about what God's doing in our church. I've been so pleased, so many things that are going on, but most of you are aware that this past week, Governor Ralph Northam, made another ruling as far as measures that are being taken in the state of Virginia with respect to the coronavirus or COVID-19. And the governor mandated or ordered that masks were to be worn by everyone that's 10 years or older in public buildings and in businesses. And even though we didn't really hear the word churches used, this mandate is in also including churches as we congregate together indoors as being a public place. Now, I agree with many of you. My heart is split on this. I'm not very excited about the prospect of wearing masks as we come to church this coming Sunday. And we're talking about the surgical masks that many have. Some of you have acquired masks that you're using when you go into other places of business. And by the way, starting this past Friday, on Friday, again, the 29th, we know that the governor has said that to be in the grocery stores and restaurants and other places, that this is just what's going to be required. Again, I personally am not excited about it. In fact, I'm not really in favor of it. But you know, my entire life, people in authority over me have asked me to do things that I didn't want to do, but I did them anyway because they had a measure of authority. In fact, I could write a book on the things my dad told me to do that I didn't want to do, and I just did them. I don't think I got any rewards in heaven because I did it with a bit of a grumbling spirit, but that's a sermon for another day. I'm sure none of you were ever guilty of that in your growing up years, but that's where we are. I'm not necessarily in favor or in agreement with the mandate, but as I announced to our church on Wednesday evening, we intend to comply with that. But I want you to understand it as we go forward in all of it. So many of us are split on that. People in our church may not be in favor of that, and that's fine. I spent some time talking to one of our men the other night who disagreed, and we love each other. We disagree about this. In fact, we agree about it in the idea, but we may not agree about the following through on things, and that is fine. There are exceptions. Now, just to make you aware of it, these really don't all apply to our church, but I have some exceptions in front of me about wearing these masks, and I'll try to get these out quickly to you. You don't have to wear a mask while eating or drinking. I think that's rather obvious. If you can figure out how to do that, that'd be a nice magic trick, but you don't wear it while you're eating or drinking. You don't wear a mask while you're exercising. I don't think there's any danger of me doing that either, but we're praying about it. If you have trouble breathing or you're unable to remove the mask covering without help, you don't have to wear a mask. If you need to communicate with those who are hard of hearing, you don't have to wear a mask. When temporarily removing the mask is necessary to secure government or medical services, you don't have to wear a mask. If you have a health condition that stops you from wearing a face covering, you don't have to wear the mask. And by the way, this order says that we don't have to provide proof of a medical condition or even explain what it is. So one of the reasons I'm concerned about the mandate is because there's so much uncertainty in it. But we'll just do our best with all of it. That means that in this building on Sunday, there'll be people wearing masks and some people not wearing masks. Masks can be removed. For instance, this order says that when I preach or when someone sings from the platform, you do not have to wear a mask. I think primarily that's because people who are hard of hearing depend on lip reading and things of that nature. And they're trying to accommodate that. Again, if you have trouble breathing, you don't have to wear a mask. There's not going to be a police enforcement of this. The Virginia Department of Health, who was tasked with the enforcement part of this. We're not sure exactly how they'll make that happen. And the governor's administration does expect us to cooperate. They want businesses and churches to enforce this, which means they would look to me as the pastor to be ultimately responsible. And so I'm taking my responsibility, and I'm encouraging you to have a mask when you come to church this Sunday. We're not going to demand that people wear masks. We're not going to ask people to leave if they don't wear a mask. But we're going to offer you a mask if you're not wearing one when you come in and encourage you to take it. Our ushers will help us with that. And I know it seems like we're making a big deal out of it because it really gets close to personal activity when we're doing this sort of thing. And I just want you to know this is how we'll move forward on Sunday and for the foreseeable future. I trust it doesn't last long. If you have questions, I want you to contact me. And what we want to do is let every soul be subject unto the higher power. What I'm trying to do is when all this is ended, I'm trying to have a testimony that says that Pastor Greg and the Calvary Baptist Church, we began, every time we were asked to do something, we submitted. And we may at some point have a change of heart or mind because of some other evidence that's been given to us. But I think it's the right thing to do for our testimony's sake is to try to abide by what people are doing. They're not infringing upon our right to worship, our right to gather. They're not infringing upon free speech. And even though I don't like this, I intend to submit to it. And even as we had the blood drive here just a few days ago, it was just normal operating procedure for us all to carry through with that. And so we'll do that in the Lord's house. We'll try to take it easy on you in the congregational singing. I'll tell Brother Caleb to take it easy on you the best I can. And we'll try to enjoy one another. But let's prayerfully move forward and see how the Lord leads and pray for the day that this is behind us. And we're learning so many great things about the Lord and even ourselves in this day and age. I'm glad for that. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the Lord's house. Bring a mask along with you. If you don't have one, we have a disposable mask will be made available to you. And we'll enjoy being together, I trust, in the seating that's here in this sanctuary and the overflow that's provided. May God be glorified as we come together this Lord's day. Thank you so much.